Before we start this video, huge shout out to Mystic Wolf. He created my banner and he does banner commissions for cheap. So yeah, please check him out down below. To start this what if off, I want to say this. This story won't follow the exact linear storytelling of Dragon Ball. What do I mean by this? I mean like some arcs will be pushed back. Like for instance, this story takes place when Mecha Frieza and King Cold would arrive. But in this what if it won't happen. It could happen in the future, but this is basically altering Dragon Ball Z's timeline and some concepts from the show for the what if. So if something doesn't add up with the main timeline, it may have been intentionally changed or removed. Now with that out the way, let's begin our story. We start off on an unknown planet. A god has just awoken for the first time in many years. This god, as we know, would come to be known as Beerus, Universe 7's god of destruction. After this awakening, he makes a comment to his angel, Whis, that he thinks he could use a few more decades of sleep, and he'll be right up, but Whis states he's been asleep long enough. A god of destruction must do his job. If not, what's he good for? Beerus makes a comment about just making Frieza do it again. As he calls himself the Space Emperor, he should be more than willing to. Whis would tell him, as Frieza has been killed, this is impossible. Beerus is surprised by the fact and asks who could be more powerful than Frieza. Whis then tells him of a Saiyan, who answers to Goku or Kakarot, who has defeated Frieza not too long ago. Whis also tells him something even more shocking. Goku is a Super Saiyan, and Beerus hasn't seen one of those, but the name vaguely reminds him of something he once saw in a dream. The Super Saiyan God. Beerus then tells Whis of this premonition, and Whis at first doubts him, but Beerus insists that they go meet this Goku fella. Beerus asks Whis where he is, and he tells him he's on a space pod, back on his way to a planet called Earth, but he won't be back for at least a few more hours. Let's make a trip to Earth then, shall we? And while we're on the way, we can visit some planets, since I apparently don't do my job. The two start their journey to Earth, and along the way, Beerus explains more about the Super Saiyan God. Whis, he had red hair, I'm sure of it. I know Saiyans usually have black hair, but trust me, the Super Saiyan God will have red hair. He looked almost identical to Goku in my dream. Yes, my lord, the Super Saiyan God will have red hair. We leave the pair for a bit and we enter the Z Fighters. Bulma, after hearing that Goku was on his way, set up a cookout while everyone happily awaits for the arrival of Goku. Gohan, who in this timeline is still a kid, makes a comment to Yamcha. You should have felt his power on Namek, Yamcha, describing Goku. It was amazing, he felt like a completely different person. The Z Fighters are all at peace, waiting for Goku. And don't even forget, Vegeta is here. For the first time in a long time, everything seems like it's gonna be okay. The only one here who isn't happy is Vegeta. He's not here to make friends or anything. He's only here because Goku's coming soon, and he needs to know how he attained Super Saiyan. Unlike in the movie, there's no warning for Beerus' arrival, so when he comes, it catches the Z Fighters, especially Vegeta, completely off guard. If anybody was to explain who Beerus was, it for sure wasn't gonna be Vegeta, so Vegeta decides to stay back out of fear, and chooses not to even talk to Beerus unless spoken to. The group continues the meetup, and all seems well. They just take Beerus as a nicer friend of Vegeta's. Beerus and Whis mainly stay just to try the food, and wait for Goku of course. Everybody's having a good time, everybody's eating, and Yajirobe especially. He in particular is enjoying the food very much. He's eating all the meat, he's eating all the greens, he's eating everything. But in doing this, he makes a mistake. A mistake so careless, he didn't even think twice. He didn't leave any pudding for our guests. And man, Beerus really did want to try some pudding. Beerus is angered by the fact he didn't get to taste any, just after Whis told him how good it was. This angers Beerus, who immediately goes to the extreme of destroying the Earth. The group can't even sense heat coming from him, so they laugh it off. But Vegeta steps in and finally explains to the group who exactly Beerus is. Now more knowing of the threat at hand, they ask him what he even came for. He can't destroy Earth for no reason. Beerus laughs at comment off, saying that he's done it plenty of times before. You there, Beerus points towards Gohan. You mentioned earlier when speaking to someone, you mentioned a Super Saiyan. Gohan's angered by this. You mean that's what you're here for? You're waiting for my dad? Beerus makes a comment about him being a smart kid, to which Gohan replies, he'll be here soon, just leave us alone. And when my dad's here, he's gonna defeat you. Beerus laughs off the comment. Not many have made such a claim, but I hope it's true. I will give him 30 more minutes, and if he's not here, you can kiss your planet goodbye. The wait for Goku is long, and it comes down to the last second. Beerus laughs. I guess he couldn't make it on time. This comment instills pure fear into the Z Fighters. A type of fear not even Frieza himself could have given off. After looking at the Z Fighters' faces for one last time, Beerus starts flying up and starts to charge Hakai energy. And with 0 seconds left on the clock, Beerus looks down and he sees the man he's been waiting for, Goku. Using instant transmission, he got here as fast as he could as soon as he arrived. He had hoped to be greeted as soon as he came, but instead, he saw the Z Fighters and his wife with pure fear. If just 10 minutes late, he might not have had a world to come back to. Beerus introduces himself to Goku, and he quickly states He knows Goku is a Super Saiyan, but if Goku knows anything about a Super Saiyan God, Goku quickly dismisses this and says he knows nothing of a Super Saiyan God. He only knows of something called a Super Saiyan, and that's him. But then he goes on to say, if Beerus wants to fight so badly, all he has to do was ask. He didn't have to say anything about the Super Saiyan God. Beerus says that's good enough, and all he really wants is entertainment in a fight. He signals for Goku to come at him with all the confidence in the world. The two start exchanging blows, and before you even know it, Goku's getting blown out. Goku even tries to go Super Saiyan, but even that doesn't help, and Beerus quickly knocks him out and back down to his base form. It's just no use. Beerus has the overwhelming advantage. After giving Goku a Senzu bean, Goku looks up at Beerus, who has a strange purple energy around him, Hakai energy, and he's just about to destroy the Earth. Goku again tells him to stop, to which Beerus says, then show me the Super Saiyan God. Goku stands up and states once more, he knows nothing of the Super Saiyan God, but he knows someone who might. And of course he's talking about Shenron. And after stalling for a bit longer and getting Gohan and Yamcha to go collect the Dragon Balls, they summon Shenron, and they ask him definitively about the Super Saiyan God, to which they're given an answer, and they're told what we already know, a ritual which needs 5 Saiyans pure of heart together around a Saiyan, and this ritual will unlock what's known as a Super Saiyan God. This is the only way Shenron knows of, and with this, panic again ensues. In this group, Goku for his second wish asks if everybody can be transported to Kami's lookout. Shenron, before granting the wish, looks to Beerus for approval, and Beerus laughs and nods. After the group is teleported there, Beerus is excited. So Goku, you must have teleported us here for a reason. How does this lead us to the Super Saiyan God? Goku laughs this off and quickly says he's not sure. This angers Beerus, but Goku quickly calms him down and tells him, look, I really don't know about the Super Saiyan God thing, but if you let us train it here for just one day, I promise you we'll give you the challenge you want. Just one day? Yes, Beerus. Fine, take your day, but after this, no more stalling. I'm destroying Earth if you're even a second late tomorrow. Beerus is about to head off when suddenly he gets an idea. Whis was hogging up all the food. It'd be a shame if he couldn't come back. Beerus demands Whis stay here and see if he can do a thing or two about their training. Whis makes a comment saying that he knows this is just so Beerus can hog all the food. Beerus laughs this comment off and heads back after Whis reluctantly accepts. To Goku and Vegeta, Whis is just a random person that followed a god around, but Whis quickly explains who he is as the teacher of Beerus. After Goku calms down the Z Fighters and sends them off, Goku quickly explains to Whis and Vegeta what the Room of Spirit and Time, or the Hyperbolic Time Chamber, is. Remember, Vegeta hasn't used it yet in this What If, and he's still borderline a bad guy. Whis laughs at Goku's explanation of the Hyperbolic Time Chamber and says they have a far better option in front of him. Whis drags the two into his staff for just a quick second, just to show what it's capable of doing. After dragging them back out, Whis explains to them they could unlock a far greater power. Whis explains the properties of God Ki and how one can unlock it. He explains that that's why they couldn't sense any Ki coming from Beerus. This is probably their one and only chance at getting something even like a Super Saiyan God, and the two must not take it for granted. After some more training with Whis on the outside, Whis takes them into his staff, and then at the request of Goku, walks into the time chamber alone. This is a double time multiplier, and so this leads to them getting 2 years of training. And it's here where I want to pause for a bit and I want to explain some changes I made. I'm going to try my best to, at least. So as we all know, in the original movie Battle of Gods, Goku unlocks Super Saiyan God for the first time doing the ritual. He gets 5 Saiyans pure of heart together around him, and this quickly unlocks Super Saiyan God. But in this What If, this can't happen, as we don't have 5 pure-hearted Saiyans. I've seen people go the route of wishing back Nappa and Raditz, but even in this What If, that wouldn't work because Vegeta is still not pure of heart yet. So I prefer to go to what I would like to call the Vegeta route. In Super, more specifically Dragon Ball Super Broly, Vegeta unlocks Super Saiyan God without ever having been seen doing the ritual. And the anime and manga have never given us an exactly clear explanation, and I honestly stopped hoping for one. But the closest thing that we ever got to one was that Whis trained Vegeta. This is indeed just a tool that the writers use when they know they've written themselves into a hole, as Whis training can be attributed to any new power up that the Saiyans get, and I'm sorry to say that this is the method that we're gonna go with. I really didn't want to not have God Ki in this What If, as God Ki as a concept has limitless potential to me, but I truly think it's the only way for this to be the same without me changing every single thing. If you have a better solution for maybe the Saiyans lacking God Ki, let me know down below. Maybe your solution is better, but the only other one I had in mind was erasing God Ki as a concept entirely from the What If, as in the beginning of the video I did say that I'm going to be changing some things, but I think this solution is better. But anyways, let's get back to the story. We're going to be keeping God Ki. After the 2-year period of training, the day finally comes, and the two exit Whis' staff in the Hyperbolic Time Chamber. The two come out as completely different people. This is a scene reminiscent to when they exited the Time Chamber during the Cell Saga in the main timeline, only far earlier. Whis, as he lets the 2 Saiyans out of his staff, laughs. It seems Lord Beerus was wrong about the Super Saiyan God. It wasn't gonna have red hair, it's blue. A wonderful blue indeed. Congratulations to the both of you. You two have unlocked God Key and will be wonderful training partners for Lord Beerus. Now, let's get you out of those dirty clothes. As we put some in new gi, Goku had defeated the Space Emperor, Frieza, so it's only fitting the Realm of Gods is what would be next for him. Find out what happens next time in this What If, and tune in next week when What If Goku Mastered Kaioken Part 5 is released, since I know people have been waiting for that one. But please, if you have any issues with this What If, please let me know down below. As I said, I did change some things for the sake of the story, so who knows, maybe there were some things I genuinely forgot about. Let me know down below alongside any What If ideas. If you like this video, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. We're so close to 1,000 subscribers, and I'll see you guys next time.